Hey there, fellas. Check out what I got here. This here is a lovely engine for a car known as a Moskvich. You'll see that this particular unit is anything but new. And here's what I suggest we do. This engine is pretty overbuilt, and so in this video we'll be waking it up with the help of our very best cheap engine mods that have been done over the years on this channel. Alright, let's do this. We've cleaned it a bit on the outside, and now we're going to fully tear it down. So we've torn the engine apart and laid out the primary components. We can see that they're in not so good condition. This engine is filthy, it requires a thorough clean. And from there we'll inspect all of the parts. Let's go. This is exactly why we thoroughly clean up the engine parts, in order for us to see any defects on them. On this piston we can see that the skirt has been damaged by the ring, and so it can no longer be used. We'll be using a tried and tested recipe for modifying the crankshaft. Specifically, we're removing excess material. These counterweights, webbing, we'll narrow whatever we can, take as much weight out of it as possible. So check this out. We've lightened the crankshaft using a familiar method, removing counterweights. We've done this sort of thing before. We were able to bring the weight of the crank down to 15 kilos, so we've removed at least a couple of kilos, which is good. We've cleaned the flywheel. Now it's time to machine it. Initial weight. We've machined the flywheel, removing 1.7 kilos from it. So look here, guys. Here's what we've done to the cylinder head. It was filthy. You can tell it has seen a lot of use, and on the surface you see a bunch of craters due to corrosion. But we're going to weld all of that up, do some machining, a bit more than required to slightly reduce the compression ratio, for the engine to run on 92 to 95 octane. Also, we're going to do some cylinder head porting to make it easier for it to breathe, and to rev. And that's about as far as we are planning to go with these cylinder head modifications. Now, in the past we have experimented with the camshaft. You might even remember that one. And this particular Moskvich camshaft has been slightly tweaked. Just a tiny bit in order to add, it has enough low-end torque as it is, but it could do with a bit more top-end. A bit more revs to play with. Our goal isn't to bring the red line up to, like 12,000 RPM, but we would like to see a slight increase. This is a pretty lazy engine after all. This sort of mod is simple enough, so we're doing it. We've modded the camshaft with the help of our old method, welded on some material, smoothened it out, and as a result the valve duration has increased, as well as the valve lift, which has increased by a good 1.5 millimeters. Now, we've made a number of attempts to boost an engine's compression. You'd recall that we tried fitting 2 rings in one groove, adding additional rings, and those methods worked rather well. And so this time we've decided to add 1 additional ring. There is more than enough space for one, and it's going to be a thin compression ring. Of the required diameter, it's actually for a Mercedes-Benz. It is a perfect fit for a Moskvich, even though they say, the engine in a Moskvich is derived from an old BMW design, but a Mercedes piston ring is a rather good fit for it. But yeah, we're fitting an additional compression ring, and I expect a very good outcome. But we do still need to cut out the groove for it, so let's go. In one of our videos, we've removed weight from the rotating assembly, and we really liked what came out of that experiment. We'll be following the same principle in this case: remove excess material in order to make the parts weigh less. So one thing we tried some time ago to reduce friction was coating the pistons with Teflon. And we've done the exact same thing with this engine. Coated the pistons with some Teflon. Less friction means less heat, and of course better longevity. As a matter of fact, an engine with Teflon-coated pistons is actually not even afraid of overheating. Initial weight. Alright, so we found all of the parts we need. Some of these are new make, others are vintage Soviet, but they've never been used. For example, the crank and rod bearings were made way back in 1989. Check this out, guys. We've implemented some of our tried technologies that we utilize to improve engine operation. It took a while, but the engine has been assembled. It looks very nice, it's clean. It's awesome. The whole thing's practically brand new. And on top of that, it has been modified. And so now why don't we fit it to that lovely vehicle right there and do a bit of testing? See how much better it operates. Yes, I am giving it the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, this needs to be tested. So let's install it and try it out, let's go. Stop. This is making a clicking noise. Is it the solenoid? Is it out of commission? It's fucking burning. Put it out. Put that out. You sure? You missed the whole thing. Look at this. There was a lot of smoke. Ignition is not when the distributor ignites, dude. Ignition is when you have spark. We have a situation. We've got a burnt distributor. It's not working. Stop. Looks like it's overheating again. This is bad. Wait a second. Hold up. I'm gonna film this so they can put it in the video. Where the f*** are you getting spark from the distributor? Yeah, that's not where spark comes from. Way to check for spark, guys. We are getting everything to a point that would allow us to check the oil pressure. I've got a sensor hooked up, it's working. I've also got a temperature sensor hooked up, it's also working. Now we just need to do some adjustments to the carburetor. It's from a different car, not to mention it has been rebuilt. Set up the right mixture. We might also want to check the ignition. Preparation for the first test drive is well underway. We need to get the car ready, make sure everything is adjusted, and head out. We are super keen to find out how it performs. Late ignition. Hold on. It's fine. Let me try. Everything has been fully assembled, we're looking good. All is good and well, and now let's measure the compression. See where it's at. Because we expect for there to be an increase. Enough? That'll do. Oh, that's enough. Almost at 12. Give it a bit more, please. Now we're good. 12 even. All day long. 12 even. Okay, well, it would seem as if engine assembly has been successful. The technologies we've tested in past episodes, they seem to be working so far. We have measured the compression. Granted, the compression ratio has been raised slightly for the engine to run on 95 octane. And so now we just need to plumb up the fuel system. From there, we fire this engine up, allow it to run for a bit. And after that, we do some proper testing. Let's go. Look at how happy he is, letting his dad drive the car. Check this out, guys. We've taken the car outside for some testing, with no apprehension on account of it being wintertime. I mean, in some parts the road has been packed by other cars with studded tires, so it is going to be slippery. Whoever has driven Moskviches knows that you should take it easy in this sort of weather. But then taking it easy is boring. Instead, I suggest we conduct some proper testing. And I mean drive around in the thing, see how it behaves, how it accelerates, of course, gauge the performance of this engine that we've modified. So yeah, enough talk, let's get to it. Very nice. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell. I'd better give it some more. Going a bit faster? And now we can... go a bit harder. And we've run into an age-old issue. That is gearbox related, but no big deal. You see a Moskvich coming, don't mistreat it. Third gear, and look at that. This is performing very well. I can't imagine a Lada would keep up. And now this is getting a bit sketchy because, well... perhaps you know why mobbing in a Moskvich would be scary? Well, I mean, I'll happily share with you what exactly I'm referring to, what the secret is. Oh my. It's all down to the problematic steering system. That is definitely a thing with these cars. That being said, this museum piece is moving. And with aplomb, I would say, after what we've done to it. Now, these motors are known to be torquey, but they're not what you'd call rev-happy. But this one is just properly scooting. I mean, it's been quite a while since I've driven one of these. But then I have driven this car when it was fully stock. And it was a far cry from what it is now. This is just so good. But how can I demonstrate that it has actually become faster? To give you guys an understanding, I guess there's only one option, which would be to time the acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. As far as I can remember, the factory that made this car, the manufacturer specified that this model can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 19 seconds, or was it 20? I think it was 19 seconds to accelerate to 100 kilometers an hour. But if I'm being honest, I've got the car in third and, whoa there. The thing is going 40 as soon as I hit the gas, we're at 60. For real? But I'll try and see. Here we go! It is hauling. The acceleration is hectic. Nah, that'll definitely do. Stop. Stop, stop, damn it! What is up with these brakes? Great, I've stopped. Didn't even have to go for fourth gear. So in third, I was able to post a sub 13 second 0 to 100 km/h time. And that is just freaking insane. Shouldn't have driven here, eh, Sergey? Alright, well, let's power out of here. Here we go, come on, babe. Go, go, go. Come on now, you can do it. There it goes, check that out. Even though there has been a massive snowstorm, and there is a lot of snow on the road, this thing is still able to crawl through the snow. Well done, good on you. Awesome, good on you, come on now. Come on, come on. Who said this thing isn't a tank? Look at it go. I mean, what can even... Go ahead and show me any car that can... Like a Mercedes-Benz or BMW. Or, I don't know, a Toyota or Lexus. Or what else have you? Something with rear-wheel drive that can pull something like this off. Over such deep snow, I mean, holy cow. They're never driving through here. Not in a million years. I might have gotten a bit carried away. Looks like I've dug myself into a trap. Which is unfortunate, but whatever. We'll just give it a push. But there is one thing about all of this that strikes me as quite interesting. The performance of this car has changed dramatically. What I'm trying to say is you can feel, I mean... Yes, the engine, well... The thing about it is that I feel as if at the very bottom of the rev range, a bit of grunt has been lost. Honestly, it doesn't feel all that punchy. You don't have a whole lot of torque. But as soon as you bring the revs up, even to over 1,000, you immediately feel as if the floodgates have opened, with the torque just pouring in. The car accelerating. And accelerate it does very confidently. It feels great. Though it still feels like something is missing. You know, when you modify your engine, you tend to have pretty high expectations of it. I mean, it could be that our expectations were just too high, that we thought this engine would produce well in excess of 200 horsepower. But if we were to look past all of those stereotypes, the engine has come to life. It has woken up. It would seem as if we've brought it up to its peak form. And honestly, that just makes me feel so good. Did you see how this motherfucker was hauling? Incredible! It just didn't give a flying f*** about the snow. And so to sum up this experiment that involved modifying the engine pretty much for free, I just want to say that this worked, and that we're looking at a 107% success rate. Let me just say, this was not a waste of our time, of the enthusiasm that we invested into this one. The results have literally exceeded all of our expectations, and that is awesome. This is something to be proud of. We can definitely build on this. This was awesome. But yeah, guys, you saw it all for yourselves. And for the nth time, I just want to say, don't be afraid to experiment. Have at it and you will get there. And that's it for this video. Catch you guys later.